Good morning. Thank you so much, Kumar. Thank you so much, Biju, for giving such opening speech and opening remarks and giving a lot of guidance and what's going on in retail, what are the areas that retailers need to take care of is getting pumped in. But yes, Kumar थोड़ा डरा भी रहा था. So Kumar भाई डराओ मत. Retailer को इतना डराओगे तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा. But yeah, and that's the life of retailer today. Especially retailers who are traditionally coming from the offline world. They always have a feeling and always have a fear कि ये survive कर पाएंगे, चलेगा, नहीं चलेगा, क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा, ये भी करना पड़ेगा, वो भी करना पड़ेगा. So I think we will have to really scale ourselves up. There are a lot of such kind of शेर आया वाली कहानी which is going to come in. अब शेर आ जाएगा ऐसा नहीं मालूम पड़ेगा. So we will have to be prepared definitely. Great, thank you for bringing me here. I represent the Delhi Association and then as a chairman, and I am also the managing director for V-Mart. We definitely see a lot of activities happening in retail. We are witnessing a lot of topsy-turvy growth, degrowth happening across consumer segment, across the consumption basket of India. We are definitely seeing some good news coming in from some part of retail. We are seeing some bad news coming in from some part of retail. We are seeing some of the consumer companies struggling. We are seeing some other companies going up. So I definitely feel there's a lot in the market. There's a lot of opportunity which is available in the Indian market. We definitely have to believe that Indian retail doesn't have any problem. Indian consumption doesn't have any problem. Our GDP definitely is growing. Consumer are definitely wanting to spend more. Consumption is increasing. Whether it is coming to our pocket, whether it is coming to our kitty, are we able to grow or not is a question to be asked for ourselves. And I always pose this problem that there is no problem in retail. The problem are largely with retailers. And that is where we all come into picture. And we all need to look into ourselves, be aware what are we doing, what is to be done. Is the consumer aligned with what I am thinking and what I am asking for? So I think it is more about understanding the consumer expectation, understanding the consumer behavior. And believe me, there is a huge shift in the consumer behavior. It is just not about the offline and the online piece, but it is overall looking at the way in which whom to shop from, where to shop from, why should I shop from, how is that brand my brand? Is it a my brand? And that thought process is getting very deep into consumers' thought process, because if you understand India's overall more than almost 50% of audience is now a millennial population or a Gen Z population now, which is almost covering 35% of the India. And then look at this Gen Z population. This Gen Z population is that population which is not only driving their own consumption, but they are also now impacting the entire family's consumption. And that is something which we have to understand. As a consumer behavior shift, the Gen Z is largely becoming much more information seeker and information provider to the family. And they are becoming much bigger stakeholder in the decision making as well. So as a retailer, are we not becoming a mother father's brand? Are we becoming a mama papa's brand? We'll let to all look at it as well. We'll have to all look at it as from the modern lenses, from a new lenses, and try to give them these kind of inputs. That are we working towards attracting this new age consumer, the new age consumer who got born with mobile phone in their hand, and their ability to search through the channel, their ability to understand what works well, their ability to then say which is the product or which is the brand or which is the retailer that they want to opt for. And that is what is very important. And they are not now getting impressed by the push mechanism of the retailer or the brand, which always says, I am good, मैं अच्छा हूँ, मेरे पास आके खरीदो, I am great, I am giving you discount, come to me. So I think it is a change shift that is happening, and we'll have to all understand that shift and understand that it is no more a retailer-led marketing strategy which works. It has to be now a consumer-led marketing strategy which has to be work. It is more about a user-led content which is getting created and मेरा भाई मेरे को बोला कि इस दुकान में जाके शॉप कर लो, या मेरा फ्रेंड मुझे बोला ये दुकान पे जाके शॉप कर लो, या मेरी फैमिली में किसी ने बोला, that is working more. And similarly are the influencers, similarly are the digital influencers and other influencers who influence them, and the product comments that you get, the feedbacks that you get, and how transparent as a retailer are you, how transparent as a brand are we. We'll have to all understand and get back to all of those basic fundamentals, and not be opaque about it. We'll have to be transparent about it, show them what you are, show them how are you getting rated, show them the content that people are speaking about you, and that is something that we need to both show them as well as work on them. We'll have to really improve our processes, bring in technology to cater to those processes, and also change certain amount of processes, whether it is response time to the consumer or it is giving those experiences to the consumer immediately as soon as you get those feedback, and also making acknowledgement to the consumer. So I think there's a lot which is going on in retail. We will have to definitely work towards this digitalization. We learned about digitalization. There is definitely, once again, those two ways that we have, the traditional way and the digital way and the modern way. And should we adopt both? Retailers, the margins are shrinking. The ability for retailers to get into both the ways is becoming very difficult, because पास में पैसा तो बहुत लिमिटेड है. अब दोनों जगह स्पेंड करना है, दोनों जगह का टीम बनाना है. Both the skills you want to have, both the technologies and then the processes you want to continue. You definitely are in those dire straits where we have to take decisions. We have to become nimble and maybe merge these two ways towards one road. And that is how we'll need to reorganize our organization structure. We'll have to rethink about our processes. We'll have to really adopt those technology which is useful. And this is where I also give a shout out to the retail service provider fraternity, on people who are putting up stalls around here and trying to work with retailers. So I definitely want you guys also to take the responsibility to give the retailers those kind of inputs so that they can actually bring in and adopt those digital transformation. It is just not providing digital. It is just not providing those equipments and services, but it is actually converting and working with the team to try and change their culture and their ways of working so that the digital transformation actually is done. And we need to really understand how do we work towards for a longer term success. It is just not for a short term supply and then go away. So we need to really work towards a longer term success so that you survive with the retailer and the retailer goes and continuously achieves his target and achieves its goal to fulfill the consumer's aspiration. So I think we definitely have a lot of opportunity at V-Mart. We are actually seeing it. I do understand what Biju mentioned about the topsy-turvy Q1, Q2 that we had. But yes, there are some value retailers who have shown up very good sales growth. Retailers like us also has shown up a very good sales growth. So what we understand here is the consumer need a little more prudent approach from the retailer. Consumer need a little more transparent and agile approach from the retailer. Consumer wants a much more sharper fashion and a little more changed fashion, because fashion is literally changing a lot. In this men's world, we saw a lot of change coming in the fashion world. So all of those fashion adoption has to be much more faster. So people who are able to bring in those agility, provide those fashion, bring down their cost, give those cost benefit to the retail, to the consumer. There is a huge amount of population which wants to shop. There is a huge amount of consumption which is waiting there to shop. So I think people who are working on the right areas and right experience that the customer wants and giving them the right value are definitely giving the growth even in this tough environment. And we are seeing those growth coming in. This degrowth which is coming in from the consumer industry or which is coming in from some other retailers, we also have to understand there are a lot of other retailers or other brands which have got developed, which are maybe a D2C brand, which are maybe certain different channel brands. And these brands also consume lot of now space, because I was just talking to someone yesterday and they said on this quick commerce, the top three, after the top one or two brands, the top third, fourth, fifth brands are brands which we have never heard of. So those are the kinds of brands which are now growing up, which are now actually taking position in your market share or your basket share. So that is where we need to bring in. And there is a lot of change that we have to literally bring in. India holds a lot of opportunity, because I just hosted yesterday some 25 delegates from Russia. And they came in to understand what Indian retailers are doing. They came in to understand what technology are we using, what India is is creating technology on. They really brought in a lot of insight, but there is a lot which is happening in the entire globe. The quick commerce piece is also a disruptor that we'll have to all be mindful of. As Kumar mentioned, that everyone now wants the similar kind of expectation is there. Consumer are creating those kind of expectations from an offline retailer as well. So we'll have to all be prepared. We'll have to all be agile. But definitely I would call out that please be aware, please ask your team members to come in, have this full-fledged potential exposure of RISE, which is being organized. Please help and visit all the stalls that is available. And also the RLS summit that Hitesh mentioned about, we should all try and register ourselves and come and participate on that. And thank you for being here. I have to rush up because Dr. Suchitra has to move fast. I do welcome Dr. Suchitra and Dr. Mr. Koshi. Thank you so much for being here. We'll definitely be here and understand and learn more from this session. Thank you. Thank you.